All right, guys, so find the 3-3 page in your packet. Go ahead and jot down double angle and half angle. Clearly, the half angle was like random extra thought here. No. So guys, just a reminder, we'll do 3 today. That makes Tuesday next week your quiz, Thursday next week your review day, and then Monday of the week of Thanksgiving is your test.
So quiz on Tuesday.
It'll be at the end of class on Tuesday, so we'll go over stuff before. Again, if anybody's not going to be here that Monday, the week of Thanksgiving, please talk to me and take your test early. Take it on the review day, because taking it the first day back for Thanksgiving just doesn't go well. Don't do it. Okay? So if you know you're going to be out of town, like if you're taking all of the week of Thanksgiving off, let me know. Okay? Has anyone gotten that Monday? Yeah. So, yeah. Just help me remember. It's just too many kids in each class and I forget. So just keep being like, do you remember? Okay. Eventually I'll remember. Alright. Okay, our double angle formulas. Those first two should look kind of familiar to you. Those are the two you just found. And then guys, remember there were 2 others we could have done for cosine 2 theta, so I'll jot those in here. So I'll give you some time to write all of those down. We just started notes, okay? Alright, here are your half angle formulas. Clearly these are a little less fun. By the way, the options bottom plus or minus, yes, gives you lots of options. So, jot down these. The faces some of you are making while writing them down and correcting them. So. Yeah, you look like disgusting. The half angle are harder than the double angle. It just is, but you will get through. The whole plus or minus is what makes it a little harder, because you guys actually have to decide, is it positive or negative based on the problem. So that's always the trickiest part. I mean, you have a 50-50 shot, but
tend to be wrong with 50%.
Productive. And guys, to help you remember them, we know that tangent is sine over cosine, right? So if you know the sine formula has the 1 minus in the numerator, and the cosine is the 1 plus, doesn't it make sense that tangent would be the 1 minus, or the 1 plus is like sine over cosine? Okay. Yes, lots of formulas to know in this unit. Did I tell you guys about the formula sheet on the test, how that works? Okay.
Yeah, we just have to memorize the formula. Test those first.
Yeah, we'll test those first, you hand that in, then you get a formula sheet to use in case you messed one of them up, you won't miss every problem dealing with that formula. Okay. What? Yes, so on the test, like, it's something like 18, yeah, so like 18 points of the 100 on your test are from the formula. So really, that should be like a free 18 points, right? You know what's coming. Yeah, you use them enough that you're like, oh, okay. And the sum and difference, do you know the sine and cosine ones now?
What?
The sum and difference, do you know the sine and cosine? Tangent, I know, always takes a little longer. And those looked scary last time, right? These, yes, these are a little harder. I will not lie to you, these are a little bit harder. They do. All right. Okay, jot down the directions at the top, and then we will do these three examples dealing with that. So I'll give you some time to write. Leave yourself enough space. Question 1 doesn't take up a lot of room. 2 does. Well, Alright guys, everybody have it written down. Okay. We know sine of angle A, and we're told A is in the first quadrant. So we're drawing a picture, okay? I'm going to squeeze my little picture in up here. Okay, remember, your right angle is on the x-axis, and A is that angle in there. Sine is 3 over 5. So where does the 3 and the 5 go in my picture? 5 is the hypotenuse. Okay, good. Like, do you not know, or do you just not know how to tell me where 3 is? Okay. And then what's the other side going to be? Okay. All right. So we've got all the information we need, and now we're going to start going through using the formulas. So first question, sine of 2a. What is the formula for sine of 2 times an angle? So 2 sine of A, cosine of A. It's A's now because that's the angle we're talking about. All right. So 2 sine A, cosine A. So 2 times, what is the sine of A? 3 over 5. And what is the cosine of A? 4 over 5, right? Okay. And you can go ahead and put your 2 over 1 if that makes you feel better for multiplying. And then you multiply straight across. So 2 times 3 times 4. What do we get? 24 over 5 times 5. Number 1. So that's not bad, right? The sine double angle is a pretty nice formula. I think you can see again with these that drawing your picture right is going to matter. If it's out of the first quadrant, you're going to have negatives to deal with, and then those are going to impact what you plug into your formula. So make sure, just take time drawing the picture, label everything correctly, okay? All right, tangent to theta. So your formula, or tangent for 2a this time, your formula is 2 tangent of A over 1 minus tangent squared A. Okay, so 2 times, what is the tangent of A? 3 over 4. Again, we're getting that from our picture, okay? So remember all that stuff we learned in Unit 1? You still need it, okay? This is a class where you're going to see everything is so cumulative. You don't get to forget anything, okay? All right. Over 1 minus tangent squared. So that's going to be over 1 minus 3/4 squared. Okay, so now it's just a matter of simplifying. So 2 over 1. Could I go ahead and reduce my 2 and 4 in my numerator? I mean, you can multiply first and then reduce, but reducing first just gives you smaller numbers. So I've just got a 3 over 2 up here. And then this is 1 minus 9 over 16. What do I need to turn that 1 into so that I can actually subtract? Yeah, 16 over 16. So, 3 over 2 over, what is 16 over 16 minus 9 over 16? 7 over 16. Alright, we're close, but I don't really like 4 levels of a fraction. So what do? You like it. Okay, just because you like it, you don't get upset. Alright, so that's really 3 over 2 times 16 over 7, right? Okay, again, reduce before you multiply, just to give yourself smaller numbers. So how many times does 2 go into 16? Okay, so what is my final answer here then? 24 over 7. Okay. tangent is always a little uglier than the others, but that's not too bad. Once you get past the first step of plugging it in, this is just basic fraction and adding and subtracting skills, okay? Yes, you will get fractions that are not pretty for all of these, yeah. Yep. Yeah, if you get an answer like 3, you should probably be concerned, okay? All right, so we okay with the tangent of 2a? Okay, cosine of a over 2. So let's jot down our formula for that. Plus or minus square root 1 plus cosine of a all over 2. Okay. Let's look at our picture. Ooh, maybe. I know A is in the first quadrant, right? I don't know the exact measure of A, but what do you know it has to be between? Like, let's think degrees. It's between what and what? 0 and 90. Okay, so A is some value between 0 and 90. I am now thinking about A over 2. Okay? There we go. I know. Sometimes things just happen. Okay, A over 2. So think about, I have some angle between 0 and 90. If I cut it in half, what is it going to be between? 0 and 45, right? What quadrant is 0 to 45? Still the first quadrant, right? Okay, we're talking cosine. Is cosine positive or negative in the first quadrant? Positive. Okay, so you're going to pick the plus out of this. So what you're deciding is where is A over 2, what quadrant is it in, and then is it positive or negative based on cosine, sine, whatever you're looking at. Okay, that's the hardest part with this. So we pick plus. All right, then it's 1 plus cosine of A. Well, what was cosine of A? 4 over 5, right? Okay. All right, so the 1 I'm going to turn into 5 over 5, right? So I can add these together. So really I have positive square root, do you guys see 9 over 5 over 2? And I can put my 2 over 1 if I really want to. Okay. All right. What do you want to do now? So I've got 9 over 5 times 1 over 2. So that's really the square root of 9 over 10. All right, what's the square root of 9? So this is 3 over root 10. What do you think I have to do from there? So times root 10 over root 10, and I get 3 root 10 over 10. Yes.
Wait, why did you choose a plus?
Okay, yes, let's go back. Why did I pick plus? Because this part, guys, is this really hard once you get here? That's really not that hard. I mean, yes, there's little places you can make mistakes, but it's not like, ooh, that makes my brain hurt to figure this part out. Okay? So the trickiest part is the first step. Okay, when we looked at A, we knew A was in the first quadrant, right? So A was somewhere between like 0 to 90 degrees, right? That was A. So if I cut A in half, 0 divided by 2 is still 0. 90 divided by 2 is 45. So A over 2 is somewhere between 0 and 45 degrees. First quadrant. Okay? And we're looking at cosine. Cosine is positive first quadrant. So we think positive. So like if my a over 2 had ended up in the second quadrant, is cosine positive or negative in the second quadrant? So you take the negative. Okay. So you just really got to think, like, what is the angle? Where is it? Is it positive or negative based on sine? Okay.
If A was in the second quadrant, then A over 2 in the first quadrant.
It would. Yeah. It's in the third quadrant though. No, it's second.
Yeah, okay.
Fourth quadrant oddly also second.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like fourth quadrant gets you to this half of the second quadrant, and third quadrant gets you in this half.
Because it's, yeah.
So you're almost always second quadrant, or
The
occasionally.
first two are in the first and
Mhm. Yeah. So you're never going to be in the third and fourth.
so sine is always, if it's,
You're going to have
Sine's
angles to
always
be positive, yeah.
Oh.
All right. You ready for more? I know. See, this makes you think a little bit. I don't know why.
that's, like, that's okay, because you can figure that out, like, you can work that out. It's
Yes,
not
you
like-
can think that through, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I on 4?
Yeah.
All right. Jot this one down. Definitely doing this one together again. This clearly is a little different than the last problem, right? Like, we're not drawing a triangle. This is looking like stuff from our unit circle. 5 pi over 8 isn't on our unit circle, but it's probably going to lead to something on our unit circle. You guys see how it's a different type of problem? Okay. So jot it down, and then we will go through it together. Okay, the first thing we're going to think about, so step 1, where is 5 pi over 8? As in, what quadrant, not just so it's written on the board. Where is it? Second, yes. Second quadrant. So then you need to think about, is tangent positive or negative in the second quadrant? Wait a minute here. Make sure everybody's with me. So let's think. So this is pi over 2, right? And this is pi. If I was going to make them over 8s, this would be 8 pi over 8, and this would be 4 pi over 8. So 5 pi over 8 is somewhere in between them. Okay? It's more than a half, but less than a whole. All right, so all of this thinking was all just to determine that we're picking the negative in front of our formula, okay? Whew, good work, guys. So negative, square root, and then it's 1 minus cosine theta over 1 plus cosine theta. Okay, so then third step is to figure out what is theta. Show you how to figure out what is theta. This 5 pi over 8 that's in our problem, that is our theta over 2. Like, that's the half angle. Okay? So how do I solve that equation for theta? How do I get theta by itself in my equation?
theta over 2, hard to say.
So this is like tangent of theta over 2.
Okay.
Okay? So this right here, this is my like half angle. Okay?
So since we're given an actual angle, remember in the last one we just had like an A and you drew triangles, different type of problem. Here you actually have an angle. I can give it to you in radians, I can give it to you in degrees. So I need to find what theta is based on this being theta over 2. So how do I get this theta by itself?
Multiply by 2, and then yes, it's actually something from your unit circle. If you're doing this type of problem, and you get your theta, and it's not something from your unit circle, that's a bad sign, okay? Something went wrong. So from this point, it should be something that you actually know on your unit circle. Okay? All right, so let's go back to our formula. We have our negative out in front. 1 minus cosine of theta, so I'm going to write cosine of 5 pi over 4. Over 1 plus cosine 5 pi over 4. What do you want for clarification on? I know these aren't easy, guys.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's just a lot.
It's the formula, but I don't really know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
take you way to like,
make yourself flashcards. I mean,
just go over.
yeah, like for me when I write things, I remember it. So like if I was like, okay, I gotta memorize all these, I would just write them. There's actually in your packet, like the first page after the assignment sheet. So this is the formulas that you'll be given, and here they are blank. If you want to practice, you know, like cover this up and practice writing them in. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So just more practice. It just takes time. All right. So in our formula, then we just need to know what is the cosine of 5 pi over 4. Negative root 2 over 2. And this would be 1 plus negative root 2 over 2. So again, from this point on, this isn't like hard thinking stuff, it's just ugly simplification the rest of the way. So I'm going to turn my 1's into 2 over 2, both of them. You okay with that? That's just common denominator. Okay. So negative, big square root. 2, and do you guys see how it's going to be plus root 2 over 2? Okay. Over 2 minus root 2 over 2. Fraction over a fraction, so what do I do? Yep. 2 plus root 2 over 2 times 2 over 2 minus root 2. That's just way too many 2's. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of 2's. Do some of the 2's go away? Not a lot of them. 2 of them go away. Of course, two of the 2's go away. All right, so those go away. And then, guys, you're done. I'm not going to make you rationalize when it's a square root under a square root, okay? It can be done, but it's a little rough. Yeah. So that would be what your final answer looks like.
Is your arms off calculus?
For some of them, they've ended up with like, they'll have like this, and I make them rationalize that, which is like, oh, I won't make you guys do it. Make that go away, okay? Okay. questions other than just UG? I mean, anything specific? I know we need more, but is there anything that you're like, I have no idea what happened in whatever section? Okay. Let's do one more of these. Okay, so we're going to solve with half angle again. Do you guys want to try, or do you want me to walk you through another one? Walk you through? Okay. I am fine. So jot it down, and then we'll go through it together. So we're in degrees instead of radians this time. Okay, so off to the side here. I'm going to write the steps again, just so you can keep working on the process. Step 1. Where is 75 degrees? First part. Okay. That leads me to, is cosine positive or negative in the first quadrant? Positive. Okay, so first decision done. We have a plus in front of our formula. Good work, guys. Well, that's what, so this is your theta over 2. That's what I'm going to do next. No, you're fine. I'm just thinking. It looks different because it's in degrees instead of radians.
Yeah.
Okay? So, what is theta? That's our next piece, right? This 75 degrees that you're given, remember that is your theta over 2. So guys, what's theta? Which is 150, right? Is 150 something you know from your circle? Okay. Alright. So, in our formula, cosine is 1 plus cosine of theta over 2. So that's going to be 1 plus cosine of 150 over 2. Do you guys want to try from here on your own? See if you can do the simplifying? Okay. Did this seem less painful this time? Okay, good, good. Baby steps, guys.
Oh, so it's still even though theta is 150, it's still first quadrant because the initial.
Well, yeah, because the problem isn't asking me cosine of 150. It's asking me cosine of 75. So that's why I like you to start with that, so that you can be, okay, I've decided, now I'm done thinking about sines, I'm just going to follow the formula.
So get it out of the way, and then you can be done with it. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So are you just not to input the cosine of 150?
So no.
Now that you're here, like, yeah, in the formula you do the 150.
Yeah.
The very first step of deciding positive or negative has nothing to do with the 150. That all has to do with the 75.
Okay. But then you can just do the formula,
Yeah.
follow that, and yes, we care about the sign of the 150. And yeah.
Still there, did you stop? Just have one more. Least favorite thing is finding the tangent of things that are not like that. Is that it's like finding the tangent. No, I just it was
That's going to be obviously it's not giving. So you know, 3 plus 3. Why that is.
I had I've never. That's what I'm saying. So, no, it's like I know, sorry. It was kind of
So you don't have to rationalize.
But then with the square root sound,
Not over the numerator, but it's okay, guys, I'm going to start going through it. Alright, so I've got 1. Cosine of 150, that's negative, right? Negative what? Okay. That was a big yawn. Alright, over 2. Okay, I'm going to make my 1 2 over 2. So I have 2 minus root 3 all over 2 all over 2. Yeah, so many 2. I'm going to put that 2 over 1. Fraction over a fraction, what do I do? So 2 minus root 3 over 2 times 1 over 2. Yes? So that's 2 minus root 3 all over 4. Okay, what is the square root of 4? So your numerator is square root 2 minus root 3. Denominator is no longer under the square root because we took the square root of 4 and it was 2. Yes, Charles. That was, let me scroll up just a little. It was 1 minus root 3 over 2. Okay. I turned the 1 into 2 over 2 so I could add my fractions. So I combined them into one fraction here. Okay, divided by 2 over 1. So I flipped my 2 over 1. 1 times this doesn't change anything. Okay, and 2 times 2 is 4. And then I took the square root of 4. That's all. Because all of this is under the square root right now.
Can I simplify and like
And do this?
yeah.
No. And you don't want to because then you'd have to like rationalize something. This, you take the square root of 4, it's 2, you no longer have a square root in your denominator, and that's good. What's the square root of 4? It's okay. Sometimes you need to like say it out loud and then it's like, oh, okay. In your head it doesn't make sense. Verbally, sometimes that helps. Alright, questions on this one? How'd you guys do on the simplifying? How many of you got there? Okay. Are we starting to not hate fractions? Or do we just hate them more now? I don't know. Okay, do you guys want to try one? Number am I on? Okay, another half angle here. I can't write. All right, you guys try this one all the way through. So do the steps, take your sign, all of that. I know this is going to take you a little while. That's okay. And I can't remember what we have left, so. I would write it. I mean, there's not a lot. Go through the process. Think about what you want, that's it.
So since that goes with 2 pi over 12, can you reduce that to 5 or 6?
Yay, something on your circle.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, not only can you should. There's 2's at group, because we hate number 2.
Yeah.
Now you're
Not really. He's looking at something. What'd you get? Hello. What are you doing? It's cosine, not sine. Cosine over pi over 6 is 1. Oh no, that's pi over 3. Yeah, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? I think they're all going to
But it wasn't like.
Did you guys try this badly? I think you guys can
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. How do we not know this? On the piece, we're literally talking together. It's not changing. I know. I forget.
Right.
So there's nothing. Right? They're all so much sometimes.
I feel like it maybe is a root 3 instead of a root 2, Ben, but let's look. Okay, first, did you decide positive or negative? Positive, good work. And what did you get theta to equal? 5/6, yay, that's in our circle, right? Okay, good sign. All right, square root. 1 minus cosine of pi/6, right? Okay. So, what is the cosine of pi/6? Root 3/2. Okay. I'm turning 1 into 2/2. So I have 2 minus root 3 all over 2 all over 2. We like 2. So that's 2 minus root 3 over 2 times 1/2. So, did you end up with square root 2 minus root 3? Put in your denominator just 2. How many of you got there? Yay, okay. Not bad? Yeah? Kind of okay. Okay, where'd you get lost?
Oh,
I need to scroll up. They just take up so much space. Like, I feel like I'm scrolling for days. And you get it? Okay. How are we doing, guys? Okay. That's where we're going to end with notes. Here's our video here.